Oh, this car is just the best.
Good deal. There you go, looking through.
I feel like the rear end is being more forgiving to me on this than the Manthey. Welcome back, I'm Tedward, and welcome to the Porsche Experience Center here in Atlanta, Georgia, and welcome to the 992 Porsche 911 GT3. We're going to be out on track comparing and contrasting two versions of the car. We've got the standard 992 GT3 in front of me, and then over here we've got the Manthey Racing package added to the car, making it a heck of a lot faster. It's stickier, it has more downforce, it has lighter wheels, it has better brakes, and all around this is the dialed in race car version of the GT3 before you graduate into, say, the GT3 RS. Both, of course, extremely capable with their over 500 horsepower, 4-liter flat sixes, revving out to 9,000 RPM. Available in both PDK and manual transmissions, which is maybe why you would want to get a Manthey Racing GT3 over a GT3 RS, because when we start talking about price, this Manthey Racing kit adds $57,000 to the price. And if you want the wheels, the lightweight wheels and the little aero bits on the rears, well, that's going to charge an extra $15,500 to your MSRP. You can tell that these are lightweight because they literally have holes in them. They are doing everything they can to reduce unsprung weight in this vehicle. But in addition to that, you've got 4-way adjustable dampers. You can adjust these, not necessarily on the fly. You're certainly not going to be able to touch your steering wheel controls like you can in an RS, but you can adjust these, in the pits if you were going to make some changes to your suspension setup for each track. You can tell that the ride height's a little lower, the alignment is different, and in terms of brakes, you're getting a little more braking performance, and they come with stainless steel lines on the Manthey kit. But at a glance, the thing that really sets this car apart are the aero bits. So you've got the little canards here around back, you've got a wider gooseneck, you've got a much larger carbon spoiler than you do on the standard GT3, and you've even got a little bit of a change in the diffuser against the other ones. So this is going to be a faster car around the Nürburgring by about 4.2 seconds, which is pretty wild because that is already an extremely capable thing. Now, the GT3 we love because it's the raw NA version of the 911 that we know and love, and that's the thing, is we still get our high revving NA flat six. That's something that we've always been fearful might go away, but Porsche seems to have really committed to giving us this car. There have been some big changes from 991 to 992. Most notably, the front axle gets a double wishbone front suspension as opposed to a McPherson front suspension. Now, the GT3 is the only version of the 911 that gets that. Now, in comparison to the 991, it does still get a rear steering rear axle, but it now steers up to 2 degrees, which is pretty massive, and honestly, on track, feels relatively seamless, which is not an easy task to make that work just right. So today we're going to go out, drive our 992 GT3, drive our 992 GT3 Manthey Racing, and see how they are. But honestly, it's just going to be about sights, sounds, and the experience.
First, we're going to go out in the Manthey Racing GT3 on the West Handling Circuit. This is PEC Atlanta's newest handling circuit. It's about a year old, and it has corners and elevation changes that mimic the Laguna Seca corkscrew and the bus stop and all kinds of wild, renowned corners. It's a good time. So I'm going to learn the track and the car at the same time over a few laps. Then we're going to go out in the regular GT3 and we're going to do the joint track experience, where we connect the South track and the West track together for a really long driving experience. And man, this place is just the best.
Open the wheel, open the power. There you go. Looking to the edge. Keep going. Keep going. Little brake. Off. My side. Big lateral lean to your side. Back through. Yes, there you go, Tom. Decent little brake. Off. Let it get upset. Looking through the corner. Maintain. Now open. Yes. Braking hard. More sustained speed through there. That was beautiful. And through.
go. Okay, I feel the rear end working with me a little more there. Still a little late on that entry, but that's okay.
The Manthey Racing GT3 is incredibly dialed in, but that means that any mistakes you make are going to be highlighted by the car. So you've got to be really cautious about your weight transfer and your power delivery, but man, does it reward you with speed if you get it right.
And we are clear to pass. Yes.
Thank you.
Smooth build, there you go. Back to me. And brakes. Roll in. Again, way over the white line my side. There you go. And a little less. Hold what you got, turn in. Beautiful flow that time, Tom. There it is. And out. Not necessarily trying to make it faster, right? That's the beauty of a drive line, is you're doing more of a sustained speed than a plus and minus.
Sure.
Yes. Beautiful. Little and off. Big lean over to you, look to the end, back to me, back to you, you got time, then the brake, off. What do you think of the course?
The course is phenomenal. The elevation change is great. I'm already feeling it in my stomach, so.
Building up and down. It definitely is going to put your stomach up and down too. Look left, roll in. Hold some power, carry wide, let it push. There you go. Yes. A little less, and we're in.
A little bit of brake, so it upset the rear, but that's okay. We'll learn from our mistakes.
Yes, 100%. 19 corners brings you right back to where you just came from, and you get to make up for it again. There's no white flags out here.
And there's no timers, thank God.
Yes. It's all about how did it feel that lap versus how was your time that lap, right? Lets you enjoy it more. A little bit of brake, off brake. Sustain as you go, big lean. There you go. And now that brake, off. Looking through the corner, open towards you. Yes. And we're in. Back over. Sustaining. And we're in. There you go. Smoothly build. There you go. Braking hard. Lots of time. And in. So I have to say the biggest compliment I have between you, Tom, and Chris is that you guys are good at using the brake on track.
Say that again?
Good at using the brake on track.
Yeah.
So it's very backwards over to me, sustained, straight down, decent brake. So like I said, amusement park for most of our guests, so their braking is more of a hard, they go soft to hard versus hard to soft.
Right.
So, because that's what they're used to. Pushing out. Decent braking, rolling in. Nice through there. Let it move over, hang on.
I see
Let it
him.
move over, and we're good. Nice exit through there, nice exit. Just a dab, and we're into me. Over to you, nice and big. Back to me, yes. Decent little brake, let it upset as you go. Again, you can triangulate it.
Oh shit, yeah, I've
There
never
you go.
done that. I'm always choosing this inside line. I gotta quit that shit.
Braking, and you're already in.
Little hard, but it's okay.
We were talking, we were a little late too. So what I love about being on track is because it's not like it's an A to B going to a destination. You get to come back through and do it again, do it again. Braking. Dissect corners, dissect the car. Really feel, how was that one? How was this one? There you go. Back over to me. Looking left. Rolling in. Look for the hilltop as you go. There you go. A little less already, and you're in. There you go. Could be the wind too. Remember, it's windier and out. That would be a big upset area for the wind as well. And braking. Because as you're turning, it's coming behind you and maybe making it a little light or pushing. So it's coming from the north.
Gotcha.
Remember, this car's light, stiff, and has aero, so it can be upset by air. A little bit of brake, and we're in. Yes. Yes. A little brake, off. Again, if it pushes over, there you go. Now in. So push back there. Yep.
There it is.
And we're in. Fantastic. How you feeling? Good?
All right, now we're in the standard GT3. We're gonna go out and do something really special here because at Porsche Experience Center Atlanta, they are now linking their South and West track once in a while. So if you wanna do this, you're gonna have to make a reservation, and they fill up quick. And I'm really excited because this is really why we're here, because we're mixing these two courses, which are already incredibly dynamic and interesting and different. This has the South track, a little lower friction, different pavement. The new West track, that is like really dynamic. They've basically taken corners from the Nürburgring and Daytona and all kinds of different places to try to make it simulate some of the world's most famous corners. But today we're going to get to link them up a little bit and play around in the GT3, and also, you know, not to neg on the GT3 at all, but you know, we were out in the Manthey car earlier. We're gonna see how this hooks up a little bit differently, and we're gonna see what a more street-focused GT3 feels like. So let's head out there. We'll get a little scouting lap going out there, and we'll play around. We'll throw it into Sport for now, and then we'll jump into Sport Plus.
You're clear for my right.
Clear on the right.
Head on out.
Cool.
We'll follow the red GT3 out. We'll come to a stop there.
Sounds good.
And you are good to progress. We can head out.
We're just gonna do a little scouting lap right now. I have not been on this section yet, so you do your thing. Yeah. Show me where we need to be.
Perfect. If you want to start to cross over here, you'll feel that little bump in the road. Billboard's going to be your mark for braking. As we roll into the brakes, keep it to that outside. You're already finding that line instantly. Inside to the right here, put me on that white line, keep it there. Looking straight ahead of those yellow signs. Another tight left here. Let it track out wide. Now here's where you heard Chris mention it gets a little tight and technical back through here. You'll notice things get a little bit closer. You feel those guardrails kind of closing in on us a little bit. Let her push out wide towards you. Give me a little bit more steering. Put me on this inside line now. It'll pop you right out to your next inside line. I usually use that camera pull as a kind of a mark. Carry it out, bring it back in tight, let her walk out. Now this, you can actually straight apex. You touch the white line, straighten it right back out, you'll come straight over the top. And you'll see where that red one is carrying through as well. Come to the left side, and as she pushes out, we'll keep it there. Normally with this running just south track, your driving line would be left side, but you'll see our braking zone and our turn in to set us up that hill.
Got it. All right, so
west track you're familiar with, so once we get up there, you kind of already know what you're doing.
Immediately I can just not audibly hear the difference in pavement here. This is not the same.
Nope. You're gonna lose that nice soft pavement that we have on west. You're gonna get a little bit more of that street surface over here, which you can audibly tell.
Oh, this is a great transition into the west track.
Left, and then don't pass. Now you can pass. Yep, set them up, we're good. Cool. That's your first pass on the joint track. Perfect. You've got threshold down really good on that straight there.
I love the way the front end of this car manages some disruptions under power. the transitions with the double wishbone, it's just so much safer feeling than on the McPherson setup. Thank you.
Crossover. Billboard's your mark. Perfect. Awesome line through there. Now before West Track, this is all we had. So we were running the E's and Turbo S's, and even when the last gen GT2 was out, this is where we were bringing them. So you start getting some fast drivers, you see how close everything kind of comes in.
This is a great course, though. I mean, this is fun.
It builds a lot of good driver fundamentals. The West Track is just your next step.
I don't know this side very well, so I'm doing my best, but...
Break through here. Wait for it. I want you to go even wider. Just gently bring it through. Let it pull. There you go. Now we'll do it like that, but we'll be able to bring that speed through. Come on. There it is.
I'm going to do the outside back in. There we go. Try that.
Yeah, you have a few different ways. It's a forgiving corner. So if maybe we come in a little too hot or we don't make that brake zone, you can push it a little bit wider, bring it back in. But that tighter line is my personal favorite.
I love this carousel in comparison to the one that's in LA. That's so much more fun and like usable.
I haven't been to LA's yet, believe it or not.
It's worth it. It's a great thing, but man, that carousel is much more approachable, forgivable. I love this part right here. That braking zone into that is just so wonderful.
You get that roller coaster feel coming in light.
I feel like the rear end is being more forgiving to me on this than the Manthey.
This doesn't give you quite as much wag with the different spring rates.
Yeah, like I'm not getting the wag that I was getting, but the front end, look at that just hook up. That's crazy. This is like an autocross beast. I don't know this section, so okay.
Yeah, there we go. Cross, billboard your mark into those brakes. There you go.
I love that you can be braking with a little bit of steering lock in this car and not feel sketched out by it at all.
If it's smooth, it's still doable. It's when I have a guest that wants to go hard brake and snappy steering that you'll really feel that rear want to come around.
How cool is it that we're running the same engine? Yeah. Come on, let's give the 4RS a little appreciation.
I'm a huge fan of 4RS. I demoed out earlier with one. It's just, that car is, it's just like a big go-kart, and I love it.
Okay, so now we've got the low friction handling course, which is probably one of the more exciting things about this place because we can find racetracks in the world to rent cars or drive things, but not everybody has the ability to do something like this. So you gotta push it to get it to step out, but it does it. Lovely car.
The biggest thing is like what you just said, it's trusting yourself and trusting the car, and that's the biggest hurdle I have with most of my guests. They don't trust themselves and they don't trust the car.
I didn't link it because I got greedy, but we can take the outside. Oh, this car is just the best. right, we'll call it. We'll go out to the handling course. That'll be fun. I'm having a good time. That sets me up for happiness. You know, that's what we want. All right, so now we're out here on the low friction circle where hopefully we're gonna be able to get some drifts in. Usually they put 2 cars at a time out here, but we've got traction off, and the goal here is just to get out here and hold a slide. Throttle is gonna increase our slip angle. We're gonna catch it with our steering. And you know, this is a nice place to be, but when you're in a rear engine car, that pendulum effect hits quick. You know, it can be a little frustrating, but it also gives you all the feedback in the world. So that's going to do it for us today here at Porsche Experience Center in Atlanta with the 992 GT3s. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. I had a blast revving these out, chucking them into corners, and really experiencing what they have to offer. This is a really fun place to come because guess what? You can do this. All you have to do is arrive and drive. So get your reservation if you want to experience what these cars are like, especially if you're planning on buying one, or maybe you want to compare and contrast if you actually want to pony up the extra dough for the Manthey Racing kit. Is it worth your while? And you're going to have fun driving it regardless, so you might as well book your appointment and have some fun. Thanks so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to respect the drive, and I'll see you in the next one. We're in the PECATL Atlanta sim room, but they have a test.
Ready, go.
It's so hard to see the corners.
So you want to let off that way, your front tires off.